Okay.
Hi, everybody. Hi, back. I mean, you see, like, we're doing lots of lives today just because it's a big party. We have the Wellbeing Mastery. And if you don't know, and if you haven't signed up, I don't know why, because it's really going great. And we're on day 3 today, going for 13 days. So it's absolutely not too late to sign up. We got your link down in the comments and in the show description. And I have an amazing guest today, Lori Zeltwanger, because she is a part of the show and a very, very important part of the show. She's our guest speaker that will be featured soon, and you will be able to listen to her entire interview completely free. And so it's something not to miss. So hi, Lori, how's it going?
Hello, it's going great. Beautiful day today.
Yay. So tell us about yourself, who you are.
Okay, well, I am Lori Zeltwanger, and I've been a physical therapist for almost 30 years. And for almost 30 years, I've also specialized in myofascial release.
Yes.
And that's my specialty. I really care about helping people sort the puzzle pieces of what's going on with their pain, usually chronic pain situations.
Mm-hmm.
That's really kind of where I like to dive in, especially people that feel lost or stuck and are not fitting the textbook scenarios and are not getting the answers that they're seeking, they're longing for. So
yeah, that's wonderful, because I think so many people, go from doctor to doctor and they like, nothing's wrong with you, or like,
yes,
we can't find anything. Sorry, just eat less, exercise more. I don't know, lose weight.
We call that the Dr. Roadshow.
Yeah, right.
Right. Doctor to doctor, lab test to lab test. And it's not really answering the question of what's at the root of their pain. What's at the root of their pain? It's often not one thing. It's not one part of the body. It's not one thing. Frequently, it's a combination of many, many aspects that are going on, not just in our body. Our body is has so many things going on all the time, but also about what's going on in our life and what we can take in and what's coming at us too much, and what we can't take in, all of that aspect about also the wholeness of well-being, about what's going on in our whole life.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. And this is, the show is all about it, that we are looking at the question of how to be truly healthy and how to have that outstanding, vibrant energy in life. But we're looking at it from all different perspectives. And, Lori, like you're saying, this is not just only one way to get there. We need to look at everything together: the spiritual, mental, emotional, our patterns, our habits, our physical body, the fascia, the connective tissue in our body, and how is it tight or not. But it's not only about the physical. So I just love how you beautifully, weave it all together, and in your work as a myofascial therapist, but also in the way you talk about it, and are able to, express that in language. So I just want to so appreciate that.
Thank you, Monica.
Beautiful. Yeah. And, I've known Lori for a long time, and I owe her so much. She knows everything about me because she's been my therapist.
Well, you're great to work with. And that's one of the keys, I think, right? When we're working with people that are struggling for answers for their wellness, really, it's about how much are they willing to look inside and feel what's happening in their life. And you're so amazing about that. It makes it easy for the practitioner when, you're willing to contribute, and we're willing to open up, and we're willing to just maybe look outside the box a little bit also, and recognize that there are some other factors going on in our lives, some of which we can make a difference and have influence, and some of which we have to take a look at and say, okay, I don't have control over that. And so maybe I have to work on a little element of acceptance, or,
Yes. So what, like, how do you help people actually become more open to therapy and to receiving? Because it can be very hard. I think
that's a good question. I mean, well, first off, they have, like, you're exposing people right now to a lot of maybe ways that they didn't even know existed, that they could at least try out. And I always say, at least we have to be open to give ourselves a chance to try things. We might not know what's going to work for us right away. Sometimes it's so much based on trial and error.
Yes.
Then you gather pieces, and then things start making sense a little bit more, and you might go down one path. But I always say, be careful not to overly narrow focus down one path, and keep yourself open to allowing other aspects to come in. But how do we help somebody be more open is, I think, things like you're doing right now is exposing, educating, and sharing that there is other aspects that can come into play. And then once they try it and show up, then it's a matter of, okay, just starting with some conversation, right? About what do they feel themselves is going on, because people do know their own body.
Yes.
On a certain level, right? We know it on a certain level, and then we need help from other people to help know it on other levels that we're not in touch with also. So
yes, because I remember, in our conversation in the show, we were talking about how that we need to reach out, and then it's not just about us. There's also, we can build that community of support for ourselves. I think that's very important. That was something
I think support is really key. Having the right support, having good support.
How do we find the right support? Because you teach your patients, your clients, how to listen to the body and how to follow intuition, that feminine path of healing. How do we tap into that to actually know who is the right support for me? What is the right support for me?
Well, like you said, it is an intuition, right? So there's a feeling sense. What is intuition? Intuition is like a feeling sense. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes maybe not, but it's like the openness to just trial and error, to feel into it. There are different little ways. I don't know if anybody's on your show that's also can do kinesiology, where you kind of do some muscle testing on yourself.
Yes, we talk about that too. Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's a beautiful way to just kind of check into things. And then a lot of times I think it's really asking for the guidance. And then trusting that it will show up, and then listening, and all of a sudden somebody will come along in your life and mention something, right? Or they'll say, oh, have you seen this practitioner? And just because one practitioner is a fit for one person doesn't mean it's a fit for you. But when somebody starts coming along and suggesting it, if you've been asking for the guidance, I think it starts there, by asking for guidance. Then I think you can start trusting that really, I believe the universe has our back and really wants to provide guidance for us. And so some of us are in struggle with that belief system. We don't believe that that's true. We believe the universe is against us.
Yes.
But, that's what we have to work with, right? That's what we're working with. What is it for me, and where do I want to go? And I remember my time feeling like, okay, is there a benevolent, I don't know. I use the word God. So is there a benevolent God or higher power or universal flow and influence that cares, that we can open to? And sometimes that's an aspect of our own self. How are we caring for our own self, right? And that needs so much work and growth with all of us. How do we care for ourselves? It's not about checking off a list of all these things I do for myself to create some fluff, but what's really going on inside of ourselves at a deeply caring level for our own well-being.
Beautiful. Yes, I love that. So how about, everybody watching today or watching later, we can just ask that question, do I believe that the universe or God or higher self supports me, or is against me? And it's a good question, because you may find that sometimes you actually think that it's against you. And I'm guilty of that, or not guilty, but it does happen. So it's a great question.
Well, and there's pockets, right? There's pockets of that. So it's like, I might believe that in certain ways, but do I believe that in fullness?
Yes.
That's where the work is, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So
love that.
Start asking that question is such a great suggestion. And then, really listening to, where do we bump up against the resistance to that, right?
Yeah. Wow. It's that inner listening. Wow, Lori. So, I mean, you're the mother of myofascial release, and I would love for people to connect with you and learn more about that. What myofascial release is and what you do. Tell us more. Like, do you have anything special coming up, or do you want to invite people to check anything in particular today?
Well, I am in Sedona, Arizona, and my website is advancedreleasetherapy.com. That's kind of long. So you can also go to myofascialacademy.com and find the listing of different retreats. So I specialize in hands-on retreats, but I also can do long-distance Zoom sessions as a consult and help people learn how to tune into their body that way. And really one of the things that I recommend the most is the retreats where you come and you really are supported by other people in the environment, but we're there to help you learn about your body, how to listen to your body, how to let your body communicate with you so that your movement can be easier, so that we can release that which is holding us back or maybe feeling into our holding patterns, I think is one of the keys. And I do most of those trainings and retreats here in Sedona, but actually June 10th through the 12th, I have one happening in Fort Collins, Colorado. Wow. And it's called Myofascial Movement. It's how to move your body and move your life. So we'd love for you to join. There is still spaces for that. We'd love for you to join with that.
Wow, it's in Colorado, June 10th to the 12th. Beautiful.
Good time to be in Colorado, right? A little cooler there.
Yes, if you live in Arizona, you probably want to get out of here in June. I totally understand why you're doing it in June.
Right.
You're cooking here. Baking. So I put the website here in the notes for everybody. So please reach out to Lori. I mean, she is a truly outstanding therapist that you cannot find therapists like that everywhere. So she's really amazing, and I owe her a lot because she helped me with reclaiming my own health and being on that path, because we never really arrive, I don't think, but it's a journey. So I'm on that journey, and Lori inspires me.
And I just want to say it's a journey worth taking, right? It's a journey worth taking, because if we don't have our health, I mean, it doesn't even matter really. Yeah. The love, the wealth, none of that matters if we don't have our health. So it's a journey worth taking.
Yes. Well, Lori, thank you so much. I want to encourage everybody to please again reach out to Lori. And I did put the link to sign up for the show. It's 13 days. We still just at the very beginning. It's day number 3. If you sign up, you're going to receive all that bounty of interviews. We have 27 speakers all talking about how to cultivate that outstanding, beautiful health in your life, the energy, and how to really thrive on a higher level, deeper level, and more expansive level. So that's my dream for you. And I want to thank you, Lori, so much for jumping on this little live today on Facebook and YouTube. And thanks everybody who is watching now and will be watching later. I so appreciate everybody, and reach out to us, tell us. And if you want to connect with Lori, the website is here, and ask you questions. Tell us what you want to hear about. All of that. We're here. Okay.
Great show. Bye. Thank you, Monica, for putting it all together.
Bye. Thank you for being there. Thanks. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.